Yeah. Like that's ever gonna happen. What a load of... Some...
Shrek. Who doesn't know of the cultural phenomenon that is Shrek? And all of his ogre Shrekness. Intros are... they're hard, okay? Okay, so despite how much the Shrek franchise gets memed on the regular, which makes sense, it's freaking hilarious, it's good. It's good. That's just an statement. The first two movies are some of the best movies DreamWorks has ever made. The third movie, haven't seen it in a long time, so I'm not going to state my opinion on it, and I don't think I've ever seen the fourth movie, at least not in its entirety. However, I will say this on the third one. If a whole video can be made about how it doesn't need to be considered canon for the movies to still make sense, I think you've made a bad movie. I think you've made a bad movie there. But anyways, I love this franchise and all of its meminess. Shrek 2 is one of my favorite movies of all time, if not my favorite movie. I don't know. I've never seen The Godfather, so I can't tell you compared to that. Get it? Because I did not. And I did see Shrek 2 in theaters upon its re-release, which I think was such a cool decision. It was so cool to see in theaters. Oh my gosh. I think it's out of theaters by this point, so if you missed it, dang. Wait till it's 25, 30, but oh my gosh, it was such a surreal experience. Anyways, so yeah, despite how much it gets memed, I still love the Shrek franchise, and it means a lot to me. Because it's like part of the childhood, it's part of like me growing up. However, I can't help myself. I genuinely can't. At this point in my life, in my brain, if I see something, I can go, Smash Bros. Kid. And and then the parasites, they start talking. And then I have to make the Smash Kid. I have to. Plus, also, the concept of Shrek in Smash Bros. Is low-key, like, really funny. Like, can you imagine, like, Shrek seeing Sephiroth and going, "Oh, hello there!" Well, I'm not gonna waste our time any further. Let's go ahead and ask the question. What if Shrek joined Smash Bros? So, Shrek's not gonna be that complicated of a Smash Bros. Fighter, honestly. After my psychoanalysis of the movies, he really doesn't do much outside of hand-to-hand combat and using his environment to his benefit. So I don't see a reason that's not going to be the case for Smash Bros. Either. So he's like, I mean, yeah, that's just going to be how he plays in Smash Bros. Your standard heavyweight brawler, pretty much. There's a spoiler alert for that part. But I do want to do at least a little bit something with his kit. So it's still gonna be fun. It's gonna be kind of basic, but also was a Shrek fighting game because of course there was called Shrek Super Slam, and that helped kind of round out some parts. So you may have noticed some of the references. I'm not gonna go throughout every video or like every move that hey this comes from this game because it was really hard to find gameplay footage of that because of course it was. But there is one move in particular. We'll get to that much later into the kit though. So yeah, like I said, Shrek's going to be a heavyweight fighter. However, I don't want him to be a slow heavyweight. He's going to be a little bit on the faster side. I don't know how much faster, but just a tad bit better. He also will have 2 jumps and no additional movement options. Do I even need to say what Shrek's stage entrance is? He'll slam the door to his outhouse and walk out of it, just like he does at the beginning of the first movie, in that infamous scene. For his up taunt, Shrek will hold out a mug of totally not alcohol and say,
Can't we just settle this over a pint?
His side can have him hold out an onion and say,
Ogres are like onions.
And his down taunt can have him whisper and say, This is the part where you run away. As for his alts, Shrek's default appearance can be his main attire seen throughout the franchise. His second can be a blue recolor, which is inspired by the many characters who wear blue in this franchise. His third can be a red recolor, inspired by Farquaad, the series' first antagonist. His fourth can be a green recolor, which is based on Fiona from the first and second movie. His fifth can be a recolor based on Donkey, Shrek's first and best friend. And his sixth can be a recolor based on Puss in Boots. His seventh can be an alt costume, that being his night costume seen in the first movie. And his eighth can be another costume, that being his human form from Shrek 2. Don't ask how this would work with hitboxes, that's not my cup of tea. And for Shrek's victories, his first can have him mimic his victory cheer after he beat the knights in the first Shrek movie. His second can have him look at the screen while waving and saying,
"End of story. Bye-bye. See you later."
And his final can have Shrek burp and say,
Better out than in, I always say.
the ultimate disrespect. Moving along to his basics, Shrek's jab has him punch forward with his right hand and then again with his left. This jab is spammable but does low damage. His forward tilt has him slap his hands together. While the range isn't amazing, the damage output more than makes up for it. His up tilt is a simple uppercut with his fists, dealing moderate damage. His down tilt has him do a sweep with his legs, which can trip opponents. His dash attack will be the same as Wario's, as it feels like a very Shrek-y move. Shrek's side smash also pulls from another fighter, this time being Bowser. His up smash is similar to his forward tilt, but upward and more powerful. And his down smash is a simple fart, causing an AoE of gas to spray around him. I kind of forgot how gross he is, honestly. Shrek's grab simply has him grab the opponent and pummel them by punching them. His forward throw functions similarly to DK's, having Shrek grapple the opponent. Upon throwing, Shrek will launch the opponent by spinning them and throw them forward. His back throw is another spinning throw, this time launching them backwards. His up throw will once again steal from Donkey Kong. And his down throw has him slam the opponent, which will cause them to bounce back up if they hit the ground. Now comes time for Shrek's specials, which are the meat of this kit. So moving right along, for Shrek's neutral special, he will
do the roar.
Yes, you heard that right. His neutral special is his ever iconic roar. For this attack, Shrek will simply do his roar. Not much more to it than that. This attack does a fair amount of damage and a little bit of knockback. It also can be held continuously. For Shrek's side special, you remember that scene from the first movie where Shrek fought the knights? Specifically when he hit the barrel of all that alcohol and it all poured out? Well, that's going to be his side special. It will be called Barrel Drench for this kit. Shrek will slam the barrel onto the ground, which will then explode, and then the alcohol will spill out. It won't be alcohol in Smash Bros. It'll probably be like root beer, but you get the idea. The barrel slam itself does pretty high damage, though it's harder to land on opponents. Pretty much, it's just an extra reward if you do. As for the spillage, since it spills out over the stage, it will cause opponents that walk over to slip and fall. Shrek will also be prone to the slipping, but he is immune to falling, so you can use this as a bit of a recovery option as Shrek. It will linger on the stage for a little bit, let's say about 5 seconds, I'm not good with numbers there, before it disappears. You know the Dronkies, the children of Donkey and Dragon that they showed at the end of the second movie? It would be so funny if they just happened to be Shrek's up special, wouldn't it? So for his up special, Shrek will call upon the children of Donkey and Dragon, the Dronkies. The Dronkies will pick Shrek up and then fly with him. They move at a fairly decent speed and can be controlled from left to right, but they can't do any damage. Also, Shrek will be put into free fall after the attack is finished, whether that's manually or automatically, doesn't matter, Shrek is going into free fall. And for his down special, Shrek will use his slam ability from Shrek's Super Slam, Green Storm. What's this storm, you may be asking? You can probably figure that out for yourself. Shrek quickly jumps up and slams onto the ground, causing green gas to surround him. Shrek's slam does a decent amount of damage on itself, but wait, there's more. The gas lingers for a bit, about 5 seconds, again I'm not good with numbers, and if an opponent enters the gas, they will be poisoned, and they will stay poisoned for a couple seconds even after they leave the gas. Overall, Shrek's specials, and by extension his entire kit, have a lot of
layers,
which I think makes his kit very fun. It's simple, but it's fun. But now we need to move on to the final part of Shrek's Smash kit, the final smash. I went into Shrek's Smash kit already knowing what his final smash would be. And honestly, I don't think I could do a good enough transition to show the magnitude and the raw power and the awesomeness of Shrek's final smash. So, I'll let Fairy Godmother say something.
C minor, put it in C minor.
Hit it!
For Shrek's final smash, he will call upon the power of the coolest scene ever made in movie history, holding out for a hero. This final smash functions a lot like Bowser's, but instead of Shrek becoming big, he will climb onto Mongo's arm and then onto his shoulder, just like the scene was like in the movie. Then a magical crosshair, pretty much what Bowser has, that little red dial thing, will appear onto the screen, which can be moved with the control stick. That crosshair is where Mongo is gonna punch. That crosshair will eventually disappear, which will cause the attack to automatically activate. The attack can be manually activated though by pressing the B button. Oh, and another thing, if the opponent's percent is 60% or greater before they get punched, they're gonna get automatically KO'd. If you're fighting Shrek, you'll be holding out for a hero to the end of the night for this one. And that does it for What If Shrek Joined Smash Bros. The most serious kit I've ever made. It doesn't hold a candle to how weird the Larry Boy kit was. That one was definitely that was definitely a start. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, Shrek, Larry Boy, yeah, Smash Bros. Maybe the real Smash Bros were the friends we made along the way. Anyway, I gotta stop with this. I gotta go do the outro stuff. So yeah, I don't have a lot more I can say here. I said most of the stuff I would have said in the outro, in the intro, which is fine. I can live with that. I saw Shrek 2 in theaters. Yeah, it was amazing, unsurprisingly. Oh man, that was an experience. One that if you missed out on, I'm so sorry. It was actually like kind of like low-key amazing. Seeing like, I don't know, just seeing the old classic, or not the oldest, but like the classic DreamWorks logo, and then hearing the fairy tale into Accidentally in Love, and obviously I Need a Hero sequence was, so good. So yeah, so that was amazing, and I will probably, hopefully remember that for the rest of my life as getting to see one of my favorite movies in theaters. Anyway, I'm going off on a ramble here. Shrek Smash Bros. It was fun. There's nothing more to it. It's kind of your basic kit. I mean, he's pretty good, I'd say. I feel like I saw someone make you know how Nickelodeon All-Star Brawls exists, like that, but like with DreamWorks. And Shrek was the basic, like the default character with like your standard, not super complicated, but still cool moveset like Mario. And that's kind of what I wanted to do, because I mean, I can't really think of what else you could do for this man right here. But yeah, I like this kit. I think he turned out great for all it is, and especially compared to what's coming up next, because I know what's coming up next. Yeah, yeah, this is gonna be easy compared to that one. But yeah, so I got nothing else to say. I'm going on a ramble here. If you're still here, I'm kind of impressed. With that said, let's go ahead and end the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Okay. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. I'm not going to tell you. But it's involving a like and a subscribe. I'm not going to say anything else, but like, shush. And do it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm so tired. I'm just ready for summer break, pretty much. So that said, thank y'all for watching, and until next time, I hope you have a Shrek-tastic day. That's how I'm gonna end the video, on a stupid joke. Bye-bye.